Hey everyone, it's me, Doomlink, and welcome back to Hunting with Purpose. We are indeed returning to Monster Hunter Tri, and continuing to build on our character. It's not as hot in my room now as it was when I was last recording. I think I was sweating and dying and all of that. I've got a nice cold beverage of, what is it? Sauvignon Blanc. So, that's probably, well, no, I was drinking, no. I need to get a grip. I was not drinking a cold beverage when I was last recording. I was drinking port. When I say last recording, I am, of course, referring to Monster Hunter Tri and not Dark Souls 2, which is what I technically recorded last. But I am addressing you as if you're only watching Monster Hunter stuff, and that really is quite accurate because a lot of you don't watch my stuff that's unrelated to Monster Hunter. At any rate, my current objective, and it will change every video because I do actually hunt off camera, just because I'm not going to get anything done, or at least not as much done as I would like to if I only recorded my progress with this character in the village mode. Current objective is to fully upgrade, or at least upgrade as far as I can achieve in low rank, the Ananta Boneblade, which is a paralysis longsword that sees a lot of use in the endgame of Monster Hunter Tri. I used it a lot back in 2 Hammer 2 Paralysis runs of Elatrion, and it was also very effective in other hunts as well. That's in the context of an endgame where you pretty much only needed to use Elatrion and Deviljho weapons to destroy everything. So even in a game where you can pretty much just use Elatrion and Deviljho weapons with purple sharpness and win, the Ananta Boneblade absolutely has a place, because it's a pretty good paralysis weapon, and obviously if you're playing with a group of people, having a good paralysis weapon is going to really make a difference to the hunting experience. So, in the sense that you're maybe not locking down the monster, I'd say, just paralyzing the monster will have an effect, but I wouldn't go so far as to say locking down the monster. Locking down the monster is, paralyzing them and then chaining into a trap and then KOing the monster in a trap. That's locking a monster down, which I definitely did a lot back in Tri. But, yeah. It'll be interesting. I'm very interested to see if the community experience of Lochlak returning is going to be similar to the experience I had back in the old Tri servers. Because it's probably going to be many of the same people returning. I have no doubt that the people who played Tri back in those days were dedicated hunters who would still be playing today. And with the knowledge that the servers are coming back on, or returning, and will be online again, I'd say a lot of those people from the old days will be returning as well. So what I hope is that the community interaction is going to at least come close to what it was back in the old Tri server days. Because I've said it before and I'll say it again, and it has to be said now more than ever, the best online experience in Monster Hunter, not including the PS2 games because I didn't experience those, the best online monster hunting experience by far was Monster Hunter Tri. Everything after that was just, it was noticeably inferior. I suppose the first example I could give would be Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. I only played on Ad Hoc Party for the PSP games. I had interactions with people. Not all of them spoke English. It was up and down. But quite frankly, Ad Hoc Party was not great for communication, nor community building, nor establishing an opinion one way or the other, whether it be positive or negative, about a community of people playing the game. So, yeah, I wouldn't really give examples of the PSP community to add to this discussion and comparison, but 3 Ultimate was an immediate downgrade in terms of community. It was shit. It was a terrible community compared to Tri. But 3 Ultimate's community was stupendous compared to 4 Ultimate's community. I thought it was the end of the Empire when fucking 4 Ultimate turned up with that community. I almost couldn't describe it in English words that you or I could use to converse sensibly, but then I played Generations Ultimate and realized that 4 Ultimate was pretty good. So that has been the progression, or rather the downward trend. No, I suppose that way, or whatever, it doesn't matter. The downward trend of the Monster Hunter Online community. And not just the community of people playing the games, but just the whole Monster Hunter community in general. It has been going downhill very fast. So, yeah, honestly, I would not blame 5th generation Monster Hunter for the destruction of the community. Anyone who goes around who is a traditionalist when it comes to Monster Hunter saying that 5th generation Monster Hunter ruined the community, no. What you need to understand is that the traditional Monster Hunter community was doing a very fucking good job of that on its own without needing to open the floodgates to literally anyone who would play a, Americanized Monster Hunter game. So, anyway, it is what it is. I suppose westernized, but when Americans say westernized, they mean Americanized. Because to them, the West is America. They have no concept of the West outside of their country, so... Anyway. Even those weirdos in Canada are foreign to them. At any rate... that's right, we need to go to the done section to get a Bard's Tale. In fact, what I might do... Do I have a capture option for Barioth? Because I do actually have Capture Master on this set. I do not seem to have a capture option, and I'm not doing the fucking double one. That's a little bit too much. Just before the VOD actually began, the VOD that you're watching now, assuming that you're not watching live, before the beginning of that, I did a Barioth hunt. I complained about how much harder he was in this game compared to Portable Third, and basically every game that came after it. Complaining in the sense that I find him to be a little unfair, but I also hesitate to refer to this monster as unfair because I didn't have a problem with him in the past when I was playing Tri regularly. So I don't know if that's just me being babied by the sequels, or if my sense of what's fair and unfair and balanced and imbalanced has improved, and therefore I can identify issues with the movement pattern of Barioth now that I didn't actually notice in the past, and can therefore comfortably say that the moveset of Barioth was improved upon rather than watered down and simplified for the benefit of hunters who perhaps were not as good. That's quite a conversation, but as we hunt this monster, I'm going to try and... I'm going to elucidate on that point while using live examples. So, yeah. To start with, I don't really like using a hammer against this particular monster. Second of all, my controller sucks, okay? So, yeah, I'm going to try and not complain about my controller, but if I'm, doing super pounds while facing in the opposite direction to that of the monster, see how my character just did a little spin? That's an excellent example of what I'm talking about. When I walked to this supply box and let go of my analog stick, what it did was it actually turned my character around. So instead of my analog stick returning to Unity, what it did was it fucking moved down. Now, what I have yet to actually establish is whether that is the emulator doing this, or if it's the physical analog stick of my controller. I actually think it's the emulator because I'm getting the exact same thing with both analog sticks. And I struggle to imagine that I'm having a physical defect that is pretty much perfectly mirrored across two analog sticks. I have a feeling that it's related to the emulator, and it is not at all far-fetched to suggest that an emulator or the emulation process has an effect on the way a controller controls the game. And that is a long subject to get on, but anyway. Let's go and consume a hot drink. I may or may... No, I don't have any bug nets on me. I would have liked to have collected some insects over there. But that's alright. Can't have everything. So, in upgrading the Ananta Boneblade to the Ananta Boneblade Plus, feels weird to upgrade to the Ananta Boneblade Plus and it's not even high rank yet. Generally, Plus would denote a high rank weapon in this game. But anyway, I think I'm correct in saying it's the Ananta Boneblade Plus that I'm upgrading it into. But what I require at this stage is one Barioth Spike. Now, Barioth spikes can be acquired in two ways that I'm familiar with. A third possible way would be carving it, but I don't think that that's possible. A fourth possible way is just getting it as a capture reward. I'm not sure if that's possible. Oh, fuck you. I see why you've moved on. It's because I was standing at the supply box for a while. Alright, fine. I don't have to fight you in Area 6. I just hope that I can find you, really. As long as you're not jumping from area to area too quickly. I'm sure I'll be able to manage it. What was I talking about? I was a little distracted by the fact that this monster wasn't actually where I was expecting it to be. Trying to jog my memory. No, not sure what I was talking about now. I'll either remember, or you'll just have to live without me expanding on whatever I was discussing. Oh yeah, that's what I was talking about. I was talking about how to get Barioth spikes. So to start with, Barioth spikes are a tail drop, or a tail carve. Furthermore, you get them when breaking the wings, but this is not a weapon that can cut a tail, so I'm essentially limiting my drop chances by using a hammer against this monster when I'm trying to get a spike. But this is the only fire weapon that I have, and furthermore, it's fully upgraded within the low rank limitations, or the fact that, you know, I'm not at high rank yet. So based on that, it is fully upgraded. And, you know, there's a temptation associated with using a strong low rank weapon against a monster. Not to mention the fact that it is elementally appropriate. So, the first thing to discuss when comparing Barioth as he is in Portable Third and all games proceeding from Portable Third, or continuing on from Portable Third, is that he has a very different moveset. You can see he's actually doing Nargacuga maneuvers right here. Or maneuvers that are essentially inherited from Nargacuga, from that body type. And it's really bad. He is a very imbalanced monster in Monster Hunter Tri, I think. I don't think he was changed for something as mindless as reducing his difficulty level. I don't think it was anything quite that uninspired. I think it was instead a sense of balance that led to a change being implemented with this monster. He has a lot of attacks that go beyond what Nargacuga can do, but he's also got Nargacuga's moves, and basically I'm just going to let you watch how the fight actually transpires, and you tell me if it seems like a fair fight or not, based on your personal knowledge of Barioth, hopefully acquired from playing other 3rd gen games and possibly also 4th gen. The thing is, he has a lot of attacks that just come out of nowhere. They are not telegraphed, there is no lead-up time, there's nothing whatsoever, it just happens and you have to deal with it. If you've got your weapon unsheathed, you just have to take it sometimes, and it's very stressful. I suppose using a hammer only makes it harder, but there's more to it than that. There's a lot of subtle imbalances with this monster. One such example would be the fact that he can actually change his direction during an animation, so he can turn towards you after beginning an animation. Now, typically in Monster Hunter, and I think this was a form of experimentation of very early 3rd gen, which did not continue after this game, but generally in Monster Hunter, when a monster begins an animation, it has to commit in the direction it was facing when it began the animation. But here, against Barioth, and it may very well be the case with other monsters too in Monster Hunter Tri, he can actually just fucking turn towards you during the animation. Now, that can be done, and that's fairly normal, I will admit, in this game and in other Monster Hunter games where a slight adjustment would take place during an animation. Like that, for example, just that slight turn towards me. Just to make sure that he's on target, otherwise, you know, where's the challenge? But I'm talking actual, quite drastic repositioning during an animation. and whether or not I'll be able to show you what I'm talking about, we'll have to... we will have to find out, but... anyway, I'm going to try and keep my DPS nice and high with this monster, whilst hitting, hopefully, the wings and all of that. This is the problem. I don't know if it's better to aim for the face and hit the wings when he's down, or try to break the wings and then make him less mobile and things of that nature. If I do appear to be a little slower with this hammer than I probably should be, it's because I'm having to make sure that I'm actually facing the monster when I do my super pounds. Also, a bit of trivia for those who are unfamiliar with this fact: in Monster Hunter Tri, for reasons absolutely unknown to me and probably unknown to every person with a functioning brain with a sense of what's right and wrong in Monster Hunter, the hammer was actually changed in terms of its motion value, well, motion values for its different attacks, to actually have the super pound be the most damaging fucking attack of the hammer. I believe that's correct. If it's not correct, then basically it's the same damage as the golf swing. Whatever it is, the super pound is very, very strong in this game. What's stupid and imbalanced about that is that the super pound is something that you can actually get off after being able to freely move and position yourself. Now, the reason why the super pound shouldn't be strong is because it is a lot easier to get off a super pound than a golf swing. There are two reasons why. With a golf swing, you actually have to be fairly stationary, and for some length of time before you can get the attack out. It is effectively rewarding the fact that you've been able to position yourself in relation to the monster. Basically, being unable to move, and then you end up getting this damaging attack out because you've really worked up to it. You know, you deserve it. You've invested very well in your timing and positioning, and so here's a nice strong attack to beat on the monster. So that makes sense, but you see, a super pound has none of that. You just have to charge it up. You have to wait briefly for the charge to take place, sure, but you can move around the entire time, and obviously the ease of repositioning makes it so that really the super pound shouldn't be as strong as it is in this game. It doesn't make sense at all. So what I would generally say is that it was a fucking stupid idea to make the super pound as strong as it is in this game, but what it does actually mean is that it's very easy to do a lot of damage with the hammer in this game. In much the same way that it's crushingly simple to actually deal lots of damage with the longsword in this game. It's actually a little disturbing. So, yeah. Basically, the balance of both hammer and longsword was completely thrown out the door in this game. And quite frankly, I would go so far as to say that the balance of almost everything was thrown out the door in this game, and that's because of Alpha Team. Alpha Team are very, very special. They don't know how to make a good video game. They know how to make a good concept. Conceptually speaking, they have masterful creations, but then they forget that they're actually making a video game, you know? Like, these things can't just work well in theory. They have to, in practical terms, be good for video game play, okay? It has to actually work well. The reason why I haven't been, actively getting out of that Snowblight is because I had Charger coming after me to break it off, or break it up, or strike me with his stick and then rid me of my Snowblight, but he sadly got hit by the Barioth before he could do that. At any rate, I've been beating on this Barioth and it's been 10 minutes already. But that's okay, because I am level appropriate, and it feels like a legitimate hunt where I have to really work for success, as opposed to just completely destroying the monster. Now, it's funny, I don't think while playing Monster Hunter Tri, ever noticed that his eyes glowed blue. It wasn't until Portable Third that I realized that. There are a lot of things about this game that I didn't notice in terms of color and aesthetics, because the game was so fucking washed out on the Wii. You have to understand, it may look very obvious now that his eyes are glowing blue, but that's because I'm emulating and playing without any bloom. The bloom has been thoroughly removed totally removed from the game as you see it now. Oh, fuck right off. I thought I was going to be out of the range of that. But, you know, on the Wii, when you're playing Tri, it's much less visible. Everything is less visible. For example, and I mean this, genuinely mean this. This is, I don't know, it's kind of strange. Maybe some of you wouldn't consider this to be appropriate. But I didn't know that Giganox changed colors until I played Portable Third. And then I went back to try and looked to see if he changed color, and that's when I noticed it. I didn't notice it on my own when playing Tri. Some might say, oh, come on, that's just you being severely unobservant, Doomlink. But no, I genuinely think that it had to do with the terrible colors and how washed out the game was, and just everything that was wrong with the appearance of Tri on the Wii that caused me to not notice it. And yet, when I played Portable Third, it was immediate. I saw that immediately, that he was changing color. Now, Portable Third was pretty vibrant, but still, to not have noticed it at all, and keep in mind, by the time Portable Third came out, I think I'd been playing Tri for a good 3 months, something like that. So, there's no real excuse, except for the game being pretty bad, visually, for me not to have noticed that Giganox changed color. Fucking hell! I hate turning away from a monster like this. You may have noticed my DPS has gone down a little bit. I do need to try and keep that up, otherwise this is going to be a bit of a long hunt. We're at a point in the hunt where I really should be very aggressive against this monster, because I've got a lot of opportunities, courtesy of the broken wings, to actually get in there and hit the weak point even. Just getting a few headshots off would be helpful. Trying to keep myself moving. Do not like the range of that attack. Alright, he is exhausted, which is easier to deal with. Happy that that was broken by a nice gentle attack and not something bigger. By bigger, I obviously mean more damaging. That was a strange way to describe it. Here we go. What perfect positioning. Well, I don't know if that golf swing actually made contact with the head. It looked as if it had done, but that really should have made contact with the neck rather than the head. If that actually dealt KO damage, that's an extremely generous hitbox on that super pound. Or triple pound, rather. Golf swing, whatever you want to say. But certainly not super pound, that's inaccurate. Oh, see, now that is a really nasty thing about this monster. I don't think he does it in the later games. Does he do that? Where he can actually just jump off the wall without warning and do a spinning attack on the ground and just hit you. It's almost like he's cheating. It's like a cheating maneuver where he can just have this wide area of effect with an attack, almost without having to work up to it at all. He just does it and then hits you because, you know, he's unfair. Please hit some... Okay, good. I feel like I've really hit him a lot here. Please fucking... Okay, he's limping, but again, I don't have a trap, so I can't make use of... Oh, did Cha-Cha knock you down? There's no way that was... Yeah, that must have been Cha-Cha. Unless that was the most fucking delayed reaction to my impact ever. This should kill him, to be honest, if I'm getting all of these hits off on the face. I should be going for... Well, I don't know if I should be going for super pounds. Like I said, I don't know if that would be helpful or not. Anyway. Is the game quite dark for you guys? Let's find out. Oh no, that seems quite... Well, it's exactly the same as it looks for me, so that's good to know. As I mentioned in the last recording of Tri that I did, Tri actually looks, when Bloom is enabled, too dark and too bright at all times. So, it's nice to be in a dark area and have everything look good and be visible. Yeah, it's dark, and you sort of have to strain your eyes a little bit to see things, but you can see things. The bloom that is by default active in this game makes it almost impossible to fucking see anything at any time. Honestly, I do not know, like, how the I'm sure Bloom, okay, must improve some things visually. But again, the negatives far outweigh the positives, aesthetically speaking. I mean, it just completely muddies up the appearance of the game. Okay, so hopefully we didn't just get 3 shells. I'm crossing my fingers that I didn't just get 3 shells. Okay, so we got 1 spike again, which is great. We're basically getting a consistent wound reward. Well, no, I think I got it from the sub-quest reward, which might be breaking the wings anyway. But I did get a spike from the hunt that I did off camera as well. I'm happy to see that. I have the spikes that I need, and I will now be able to upgrade the Ananta Boneblade one more time. It should now be at the maximum low rank upgrade. So, very happy to see that. I'm going to be working almost exclusively on weapons, by the way, when it comes to my character, because there's no real good reason for me to work on armor. This is the first game, admittedly, where you can actually take low-rank armor into high rank. What you can do is use armor spheres to effectively limit break your armor to increase its defense to make it viable in high rank. I wouldn't say that it actually competes very well with actual high rank armor, but it is viable in high rank. It's not stupidly underpowered, basically. You will notice, even if you fully upgrade a low rank armor set to have high rank defense, that it will be weaker. But it's, as I said, viable as opposed to unviable. I would say that the reason why Capcom did that is to make it a little bit easier for new players. So if you're a new player and you're coming into Monster Hunter for the first time, you may not understand that when you change ranks, like when you rank up from low rank to high rank, you may not realize that it's necessary to actually change your armor set. Well, basically, with the ability to limit break your armor for defense reasons, or for defense purposes, it actually is, I don't want to say it rewards the ignorant hunter, but it basically doesn't, it prevents punishing a hunter who doesn't know any better. You know, that hunter can actually continue getting defense increases into high rank with that low rank armor. So, yeah. Whether or not that's a positive thing, I don't know. I would say generally it is positive because what it means is that you can have mixed armor sets that use low rank armor pieces without heavily reducing your defense when including low rank armor pieces. That's one of the good things about it. And also, if you happen to have quite a functional low rank armor set in terms of skills, it's good that it isn't just left completely... it's not left behind by the change of rank from low to high, so that's a good thing as well. The element of it that makes it better for new players doesn't really interest me all that much, but yeah. I suppose in practical terms, it's a win-win for both experienced hunters and new hunters. Let's upgrade this longsword, shall we? I need more money. I suppose... what should I do to get more money? Complete a quest, I suppose. I don't really want to sell anything at this stage. Everything that I'm gathering is precious to me, because I'm fixing to build a Monster Hunter Tri character, okay? I take this game very seriously, because I do love this game in many ways, and for many reasons. I mean, there are aspects to Tri that aren't great. I've just been talking about how imbalanced it is to its core, and I have discussed that on many occasions hitherto, across several years, but I have had very, very positive experiences in Monster Hunter Tri, and I intend with this character to make something, very well built. So, at this stage, I really want to keep my rare items. Not my rare items, all of my materials, and obviously rare items. The reason why I said rare items is because I actually will go and hunt a Rathalos in the hope of getting her rare item, which is a plate. That's how weird my brain is. Yeah. Just the word race, yeah. Doesn't matter. Might be hard to imagine, but yes, that is my brain. I apologize for the sound of devices unplugging and plugging back in. That is the mini USB port of my DualShock 3 controller being uncooperative. I want a fucking mega bagel. Don't know about you, but that sounds tasty. Especially all of my North American friends. Bagel? Oh yeah, I want a bagel. So, yeah. That's very, very good of the Japanese to include our North American friends in their culinary options for the hunter. Okay, so what am I doing? I'm doing Rathian, apparently. Dragon Lady. Ooh. Dragon Lady. So, I, come to think of it, did not prepare for this hunt at all. I don't think I'm coming into this with many potions. Hopefully I'll be okay, because, again, I completely forgot to do anything with my inventory. I think I put things back in my box that I had acquired in the previous hunt, but I didn't, you know, restock or anything, so hopefully we'll be okay. What are we dealing with here? We've got 2 potions and 5 mega potions. I'm going to do my best to not actually consume any mega potions. I really don't want to do that because I don't have that much honey at this moment, so the less mega potions I'm squandering, the happier I'm going to be. Well, I suppose the key is not to squander them, but in my opinion, their use at this point in the game is squandering, just by default, so yes. So, what I tend to do is forget to take this route. So by the time I want to take this route, I've already gone towards Area 5 and I just commit to the Camp 2, 5, 6, 7, 8. But the actual ideal way to get to Area 8 is Camp 2, 1, 3, 7, 8. So, yeah, that's what I'm doing now. That is the most efficient way to get there. Because you can see that if you're going from 2, 5 to 6, you end up on the eastern side of Area 7, but your intention is in fact to go to the western side of Area 7. And you end up there just naturally. Area 2 takes you to Area 1, and it's very quick to go from 1 to 3, and then your exit point from 3 to 7 is on the western side, which you've already reached when you enter 3 from 1, and then, 3 from 7, you're immediately taking a western exit to 8. So that's why it's the better route to take. Why is Doomlink here? Well, you all know why I'm here. It's because the Dragon Lady has a nest that she quite appropriately protects, because it's got her eggs in it. I don't know if she's got a fucking tracking device affixed to all of her eggs, but she seems to know from a distance, immediately, if you've got her eggs. Eggs. I'm sorry about my controller, by the way. I really need to replace this controller. That is the thing causing the system sounds, by the way. I'm going to do my best to cut the tail. Because, first and foremost, I'm hunting this monster for money. But second of all, this is technically an opportunity to get a plate. What are my chances of getting a plate? They're very low. I'm not going to try and, express in words just how low my chances are. I suppose I could say quite comfortably that they're shit, okay? My chances of getting a plate are shit. I'm not going to go so far as to say infinitesimally small, or, maybe in a wet dream I'll be able to witness getting a plate from a low-rank Rathian, but in reality it will never happen. Things like that. Although I may feel that way in my heart, we're just going to say that the chances are shit, and it's not actually impossible to get a plate. So therefore I may as well fight the Rathian if I just want to fight anything, just for the chance of getting a plate. I'm getting hit more often than I would like to be. Thank you, Cha-Cha. Well, I thanked you because I saw you immediately walk towards me with the intention of doing something, but then you stood there and fucking stared at me when I was expecting some form of assistance. You know, I wouldn't have expected immediate assistance, but you made it look as if you were going to offer that, so... Quite frankly, you've left me thoroughly fucking disappointed. Alright. So, the reason why I've been attacking the legs is so that I could get tail opportunities without having to sacrifice DPS. Because obviously if I'm just going to fucking stick to the tail, glue myself figuratively to the tail, in terms of attacking it, that is really going to hamper my DPS. So, I don't want that. Very happy that I made this thunderclap. I definitely had my head screwed on right when I was doing the Let's Play. Because it's very nice to come into a low-rank character that has a few weapon options. I definitely was doing that just for, you know, increased watchability of that Let's Play, but, like I said, coming into the character with the intention of building upon it further, it's very comforting to see that. I don't have to do all the work to get basic functionality out of my character. I already have it, and then I can build on it further, with the knowledge that there's always room for improvement. So, there you are. Oh, look at that. That's very interesting. She snaps onto the ground and then the tail gets cut. I don't believe it happens that way in many Monster Hunter games. Tri is one of the few. Normally what would happen is she would fall to earth first and then the tail cut animation would happen. So, there you are. Give me a plate. I'd probably start screaming if I got a plate, by the way, because I've experienced Monster Hunter Tri. I've very much experienced this game, and I can tell you, beyond peradventure, that the drop rates of rare items in Monster Hunter Tri were, and at this stage are, absolutely horrendous. They were just uncompromising, ruthless, and yeah, you had to live with it or... Well, you had to suffer in silence or fuck off, I suppose is... Well, no, we all complained about it in those days, but still. You had to deal with it and to move on. This is how the game is, you have elected to play the game, so take it or leave it. The fact that you're still alive really is quite impressive. I don't know whether to feel sorry for you or what, but look at this. God, exhaustion is just devastating for this monster. Look at you. You know what? I think this is Monster Hunter Tri exhaustion. I'm going to make this point, and I've never considered this until today. This is a new realization that I've come to. The first... yes, P-Berry, that is true. This is the benefit to watching the pre-VOD stuff. I'm repeating myself. But anyway, my novel thought, my unique and interesting thought, is that the first time exhaustion was implemented in a Monster Hunter game, that being the game we're playing now, it was really, really, really effective for the hunter. Like the monster... I have not seen a monster just completely lie on its back with its legs in the air, metaphorically speaking. I would have seen it in the past because I played a lot of Tri, but you forget how things were. And, yeah, I have a feeling that that's just how things are in the game where exhaustion is new, and they're still trying to find a balance for it. Needless to say, the implementation on the part of Alpha Team was literally the fucking textbook definition of imbalanced, because I don't know if you really watched and absorbed that, but that monster fucking stood still for like a minute while I was beating on it with a longsword whose spirit gauge was not depleting. So, yeah, balanced video game. I don't have a plate. I know I don't have a plate. Even though a plate has these icons, I just don't think that these are plates. The reason being that if it's low rank, I think I'm only going to get it as a wound reward. Okay? You can. This is all color-coded, so the base rewards are literally what you get from completing the quest. These are what you would call quest rewards. They do not relate in any way to how you've harmed the monster. So there's no capture, there's no wound, there's nothing. It's literally what you get by completing the quest. If I walked into this quest and pressed a special button which gave me quest complete instantly, those base rewards would be the same as if I hunted the monster legitimately. I don't know why I'm laying it on thick, but seriously, the chances of getting a plate are fucking, yeah, it's just not happening. If I were to get a plate, it would be either here or here, in my opinion. The sub-quest reward will change depending on what the sub-quest is. So if the sub-quest is cut the tail, maybe you'll get tail-focused rewards. But, anyway. Now, how are we doing for money? Because that's why I did that. Yeah, I should be able to afford our upgrade now. Let us put that away. And apparently, yeah, I didn't do anything with my inventory. I actually was under the impression, obviously it was a misapprehension, that I had done something with my inventory after finishing that last hunt, but I actually did not. So, not only did I not restock, I didn't put anything away either. So that was quite negligent of me. At this stage, I'm going to keep my Mega Potions as is. How is my honey going? Got 53 honey, that's not too bad. Let me check my honey box. I'm interested to see how it's working. I don't really intend to use gratuities with it, but... or whatever they would call it here, I mean... that might be a 4th gen term, gratuity. In reference to farming and multiplying things. Oh look! The cats are slaving away as they should be. This is the order of things in the Monster Hunter world. Cats are not equal. They are a most servile species. Grunt. Why the fuck is Homer the pig stuttering? Is this supposed to build some sort of character for the pig? The pig has a speech impediment, yet it doesn't speak. So what do you call that? A noise impediment? Ironically, I stuttered when I did that. But, no, seriously. Grunt! How does that sound? How do you stutter a grunt? Anyway, snort, snort. I don't know what the fuck that's... oh, that must be like the wheezing sound that a pig would make. Oink, oink, swee. Well, I don't know. It's rather similar to the, you know, the frog going ree and all of that, but grunt, snort. Munch, munch, snort. What the fuck are you eating? Munching is not... whatever. That's not a form of speech. Oink, oink, snort, snort, swee, oink, oink, squeal. This is quite frankly a most riveting discussion, but... can you believe that they gave us that much fucking dialogue with this Poogie? I can't actually get over it. Sorry, my controller's having a moment again. It's really having a moment. It needs to be unplugged and plugged back in order to function. Alright, I'm snuggling. Basically, we need to press the A button when the exclamation mark comes up. That's how you do it. Otherwise, you'll get attacked. You don't want to get attacked. There you go. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's a happy pig. If I've ever seen a happy pig, it would be right here, right now. That pig is definitely my my animal soulmate. Following my scent, yes. Speaking of animals, this Cha-Cha Shakalaka motherfucker is also following me around. The reason why I'm here, by the way, yeah, talking about the Sideus being defeated and all that business. I regret to say, in fact, that the Sideus is not gone, because I can go and fucking hunt it right now if I want to, so... how do I... Oh, do I have to speak to you to interact with my honey box? Did you see? Oh, that was very rude of my character. He initiated conversation with this elderly feline and immediately turned his back on him. Yes, I did. Hunt down the elder dragon, causing the earthquakes. Check crop box. Here we are. So, these are in stacks of 2 to 3, seemingly. Very good. That's actually really good. Happy to see that. I'm just going to keep cultivating honey. It turns out it's actually 1 to 4. 1 to 4 sounds pretty sensible to me. Let's cultivate again. My felines are ready for more service. Very good. Your servitude is mildly appreciated. Well, no, I appreciate the fact that you're serving me, but you see, it's just expected, you know. When it's expected, I don't sit here prostrating myself out of gratitude for your service. I just, you know, I readily acknowledge that it's helpful that I'm getting all this honey, but it's not like cats have rights. Cats don't have rights. So, of course you're gonna make my fucking honey. If you don't make my honey, you'll be in for it. I've got all sorts of things hidden underneath my my mushroom over here. See this mushroom? All sorts of horrors are there for dealing with cats who find themselves uncooperative. One of my viewers is responding with a crying emoji to what I'm saying. No, don't worry, I love cats. People who harm cats actually deserve death. I mean that in the most sincere way that such a thing can be communicated. But anyway, Ananta Boneblade Plus. It's plus, but not high rank. What the fuck? What's confusing about that is that all of your armor that says plus will be high rank. There are no exceptions. Everything that is plus for your armor will be high rank, and yet, for some reason, we can't use the same system or the same standard. Or convention, I guess we would say. We're not going to use the same convention with weaponry. Thanks, Alpha Team Monster. Fucking Christ. Alright. I will equip it now. It is fully upgraded. I don't really want to use it. How does it compare to the Thunderclap? So it's got a bit less damage. I think definitely the Barbarian Blade is still my most damaging longsword. This thing's very strong. 495 raw with 10% affinity. And if you don't really understand what 495 raw is in the context of low rank Monster Hunter, and obviously if you're not familiar with inflated values, maybe you wouldn't quite understand what it means at that stage either. Just compare it to the other Rarity 3 longswords that I have. So 429, 462, 495. And it still has element and affinity, so I guess you can see the balance of it. Well, no, it would be incorrect to say that it has reduced sharpness on account of its high raw, because you can see the sharpness is identical to that of the Ananta Boneblade Plus, so it's fucking strong. This thing's practically an Amatsu Magatsuchi weapon. High raw, water element. Where's my fucking plate? Where is it? Making me work for my plate, clearly. What's going on in the Moga forecast? There's a Lagyu cruise tomorrow in the Moga forecast. Oh! I totally forgot about this. This is rather embarrassing, but I have no active memory. No memory that I can recall where I've seen this map before. I'm sure I would have seen it back when I first played this game for the first time, but I never have opened this map in recent memory or in any memory that I can readily recall. But yeah, if you don't know what north, central, and south are in relation to the Moga Woods map, this is your key or your legend. Is this a key or a legend? Comment now. But no, apparently Ludroth breeding is in the north. Well, who am I to interrupt their sex? It's rather unseemly of me to do. Supersized dung. I think supersized dung is... I'm just going to say something really wild. I think it's combining dung with fertile mud. Is Doomlink correct? That is the question. He's probably entirely wrong, but it makes sense. Because the reality is that... Actually, no, maybe it's something that you can trade for. Exclusively. Well, let me rephrase that. It's something that can only be traded for. I can't actually enunciate today. Okay, well, not enunciate. My elocution is substandard today. Oh yeah, I remember the giant Aptonoth. I totally forgot about that. Yeah. The giant Aptonoth. Fuck. It's been 10 years since the giant Aptonoth even entered my mind. I totally forgot about it. How about that? The sad reality of memory and the passage of time is that when you forget something, you don't know that you've forgotten it because it's not in your mind. Unless you're reminded of something and then you can't remember it yourself. You know, someone says that something happened and you're like, did it really? Only then do you realize that you've forgotten it. But if it's never mentioned, it disappears forever. And I've never actually thought about the giant Aptonoth until now. Not since, I don't know, 2012? Maybe even 2011. I don't know, but yeah. I've not seen the giant Aptonoth in a long time. I need to see him again. It's been too long. Okay, let's equip the Barbarian Blade and absolutely beat on a Kurapeko. I feel like it. I think a good thing to do just for resource points and also for, you know, something to do in general is to kill large monsters in the Moga Woods to get materials to trade with. It's something that you probably should have at all times, because rare trading is useful. And he gets more stuff over time. Water is a decent weakness for Kurapeko. His primary weakness, however, is ice. I don't think water is that much worse, but, you know, it's definitely not as good, to my memory. Let's go to Area 7. That is where this monster should have started. I will be paintballing you, of course. Mr. Kurapeko. Maybe I should have brought a bug net. If there's one thing that I'm probably lacking in terms of resources, it would be insects. Oh well. How about I pick up an egg to attract the Kurapeko? No, Kurapeko has not laid eggs in Rathian's nest. Fear not. Not yet, anyway. Meanwhile, Kurapeko says, "That's a great idea! Why did I never think of that?" No, actually, it wouldn't be a good idea. Your babies would be killed and probably eaten if you did that. Don't fucking fly away now. Show some fucking restraint. I'm here, you know. This is going to be a beatdown, by the way. This longsword is very strong. It's your reward for killing Ceadeus. You can probably use this longsword to just beat on everything in low rank until you get to high rank. In the village, that is to say. Probably not in Locklak. But it is very good. Just that affinity in conjunction with its raw damage is, yeah, very impressive. And it's a fucking longsword in Monster Hunter Tri. I'm literally demonstrating just how... this is unreasonably strong. Look at it! Admittedly, it is Kurapeko. He doesn't have that much health, but still, I'm fucking hell. Just the unending assault that you can unleash on a monster with this weapon when it does not have a depleting charge gauge. Ugh. Well, to be honest, it's not just that, P-Berry. Yeah, the water effects when you make contact with a monster with a water weapon, I mean, yeah, they are attractive in this game, but everything is attractive in this game. Because all of the textures are like 1080p. They might even be 2K, I don't know. I'm going to say the textures are probably 2K. Originally. Like, the textures are very high resolution in Tri. Very high. It's no exaggeration to say that it was the highest resolution Monster Hunter game before World came out. But, yeah. Every effect, if you have a good look at it, is beautiful in Monster Hunter Tri. Goodbye. Good old Kurapeko. What I'm going to do is I will swim to Area 12. Actually, I might gather for some black pearls. I'm probably not going to get any, but I can attempt to get them at least. How much space have I got? Oh, I've got a lot of space. Oh yeah, so in Monster Hunter Tri, Kurapeko's materials are actually pink. In Portable Third, 3 Ultimate, and, well, no other game because Kurapeko isn't in any other Monster Hunter game, they are green. The reason why is because in Portable Third, Kurapeko got a subspecies called Crimson Kurapeko, and to properly distinguish between Kurapeko stuff and Crimson Kurapeko stuff, they made it green for the standard, and then red for the subspecies. Obviously, if it goes from pink to red, it is not as distinctive. So, yeah, that's why they did that. And quite frankly, it makes sense to have Kurapeko's drops be green if he's a green monster. So. Can't say I disagree with the logic. I love Monster Hunter Tri. Don't you think this is an ecosystem right here? There's a lot going on. There's a Mollid over there. There's Epioth in the distance. And it's funny how they are traveling in packs too. You've got the Ludroth close together. You've got the Mollid minding its own business. You've got the 2 Epioth together. This is an ecosystem. This is little details like this is where Alpha Team shines. Because Alpha Team are very good at making something beautiful. It might be a shitty video game in certain ways, but, you know, an Alpha Team video game in its execution might be almost juvenile, but it's beautiful. It's always beautiful. And, you know, after having played a lot of Monster Hunter 1, I would comfortably say Monster Hunter 1 is one of my favorite video games. And also one of my favorite Monster Hunter games, because just the way it communicates a subtle sense of adventure and meaning and just everything that makes a detailed game special makes it clear that from the very beginning, Capcom, or particularly Alpha Team, if there's one thing that they nailed from the beginning, it was the essence of Monster Hunter in how it looks and feels. Because that game had some atmosphere. Put it that way. That game had some serious atmosphere. I don't want red coral stones. I want other things. I'm happy to take red coral stones because that will convert into Zenny, but still. I'm looking for black pearls. You can get black pearls from the Red Coralstone quest as a quest reward, but yeah, occasionally you'll get pearls from these underwater gathering areas. Hello. Good day. I'd like to harpoon the Ludroth for fun, you know. But I don't have a harpoon, can't do it. Hello? Any gathering areas? No. I think they're less common in Free Hunt. The Red Coralstone quest will have more gathering areas under the water areas here. Let me rephrase that. The Red Coralstone quest will have more gathering areas in the underwater areas of the deserted island locale. Yeah. Yes, it does have soul. There is soul in the Alpha Team games that is not there in the Beta Team games. The Beta Team games play better as video games. Just in terms of its, I guess the idea of a structure for a video game is just better designed when it comes to a Beta Team game, but it's just a different set of priorities for the two teams. You know, Beta Team wants to make a good video game. Alpha Team just wants to bask in the beauty of concepts and ideas. And if it's not a great video game, who fucking cares? They made a pretty thing that you can play on a video game console. But, yeah. And when I say concepts, I also mean what they try to have you experience in the video game. Even if it doesn't work very well as a video game experience, they want you to experience something in particular. And they'll make you experience it. Sometimes you won't understand it, but it's definitely intended. So, yeah, I think that's probably going to be it for this Free Hunt session. Let's head back to the village. Back to the village again. That's my Bruce Dickinson impression. Thank you, thank you. You sound just like him, mate. Sorry. I think it's back in the village, not back to the village. Anyway, doesn't matter. Yeah, it's back in the village. Did you see my character approach the box and then run off somewhere else after I pressed the A button to interact with it? Well, that wasn't me. That was my controller absolutely shitting the bed. And I can't wait for a new fucking controller. It will be another DualShock 3 controller. I love the DualShock 3 controller, but this thing's fucking 9 years old, almost. It's about 8.5 years old, this controller. It's time to be replaced. DualShock 3 controller that I bought in 2014. Around August. Yeah. You can fucking get replaced soon. Why did I do that? I think it was to, yes, let's convert that into resource points and also materials. So we, oh, that was literally the only thing we killed. Char-Char didn't even kill anything there. That's shocking. You're fucking useless sometimes, Char-Char, do you know that? He didn't even kill like an Altaroth or a Melinx. No, literally, I have to do all the work. I killed that Kurapeko and then I just enjoyed the endemic life within the Moga woods. I was an outside observer. I suppose I did keep my weapon sheathed for much of that. Generally speaking, a Char-Char will not become aggressive unless your weapon is unsheathed and you're being attacked. So, yeah. Stunning Quill, which is good, and Pink Liver. I think Pink Liver is just a generic drop from Moga Free Hunt. It's not specific to any monster, so it's not a rare commodity. It's a standard commodity, I think. Oh no, is it a rare? No, it's... Why can't I fucking trade pink liver? What is pink liver used for, then? What the fuck? I'm really unimpressed with that. I feel like I wasted my time. Fossil piece. Fossil piece must be in 3 Ultimate, but I don't remember it. So... Dunno. Hold on, I need to inform my friend that I am intending to do anime tonight. If I don't tell him, he's gonna make me fucking wait a long time. Alright. I'm back in Twitch. Alright. Oh! Apparently you can feed Char Char a fossil piece for extra XP and HP during a hunt. Extra XP? Really? Apparently you can use ethnic wyvern meat. Wait, what? Did you just refer to pink liver as ethnic wyvern meat? I don't understand. Oh, the pink liver. Yeah, the pink liver is used for that. Understood. So not the fossil piece, but the pink liver. Okay, I understand. Sorry. It was a misunderstanding as to what you were referring to that led me to think that you were referring to pink liver as ethnic wyvern meat, but what you intend to say is that these are 2 things that you can feed Char Char that have similar effects. And indeed, Char Char does not eat rocks. Thank you, Doomlink. Okay, so after we've established that, I guess I'm just going to have a look and see what I can possibly forge. Can I have a plate, please? I'm patiently waiting for a plate, and one has yet to arrive. I'm approaching the threshold of my tolerance game. Give me a plate now, said the excessively over-entitled hunter. I haven't made any switch axes here. I really have to tell you that switch axe is a very strange thing. It's something of an aberration in Monster Hunter Tri. It exists in place of so many different weapons, and not only is it not good, like, I don't like the switch axe. I've never liked it. I think as a weapon type, it's novel at first, and then the novelty wears off, and it actually has no real value in and of itself. And you start to realize that when you get over the fact that, oh wow, it goes from an axe to a sword, oh, it's so modular, blah blah. Look, that's not interesting, because it actually doesn't function very differently in axe mode versus sword mode. So who cares? Quite frankly, if you just want a basic weapon that swings at things, you can just use a long sword. This is a good game to use longsword in, so just use that. But another point to make is that usually when you have a weapon type introduced in the game for the first time, it ends up being pretty strong, right? Because Capcom seeks to incentivize the hunter to use the new weapon type. Wow, look at this new fancy weapon type. Let's make it strong so that hunters who are using it for the first time are a little more effective with it and don't become discouraged from using it because, you know, they're still learning and then they get beaten into the ground because, you know, they're using a weapon that they're not familiar with. Insect Glaive, for example, was disgustingly overpowered for reasons that I'm not going to get into because I've discussed it many times before. But the Switch Axe isn't like that. The Switch Axe was atrocious in this game, both in terms of its design, and it has always been atrocious in terms of its design, and also in the damage that it deals. The motion values for Switch Axe are horrendous, and yet the inflated raw values make it look like a really strong weapon type. Imagine if you're... Like, let's just go into some of these upgrade screens. 154 for Sword and Shield, 576, 624 for Greatsword, 624 for Greatsword, and then you go into Switch Axe and you're looking at 756, 702. It looks so strong. That was 100% intended. So how Alpha Team decided to incentivize the use of Switch Axe is by inflating the raw value higher than I think anything else, unless Hammer is higher again. No, it is the most inflated raw value in this game. That's hilarious. Yeah, that's really fucking funny. So instead of making it good, so okay, they could have made it overpowered. They didn't do that. They could have made it good. They didn't do that either. They instead made it shit, and then just created hugely inflated raw values to make a beginner think it's really strong. So it has this placebo effect on hunters who don't know any better. They're like, oh, it must be so strong. It's got this really big attack value. Why would I use anything else? Well, you would use other things. You would use literally anything else, because anything else is better than this fucking weapon type. Switch Axe was just beyond pathetic in this game. And after all that, it was put in the game to the exclusion of literally all of the weapon types that were introduced in 2nd gen. Okay? So, what the fuck? Literally a step backwards just so that we could have a crappy weapon type, a gimmick weapon type that they kept in the game. They shouldn't have kept the Switch Axe. This weapon should have stayed in this game and never carried forward into the series. Either that, or they should have kept it 3rd gen only. That would actually allow me to have some degree of affection towards the Switch Axe, because at that stage, it would be something that I could only experience in 3rd gen. It would be interesting. The novelty would be sustained, because I wouldn't be able to experience it in any other generation of Monster Hunter, and I would be more forgiving of it. But no, it sucked forever, but its introduction was the most pathetic of all the iterations of Switch Axe. It was a wet fart, it was a blowout, it was literally a shit stain on the underwear of Capcom, which they wiped on all of our faces when we came from Freedom Unite to this game and saw that all of those wonderful weapon types were replaced by this fucking thing. This absolute joke of a weapon type. Thanks, Capcom. Seriously. Dual blades? Nah. Hunting horn? What? No. Gun lance? Ugh. Bow? Why would you want that? Etc, etc, etc. So, like, just... they were all sacrificed at the altar of Switch Axe. And quite frankly, it wasn't worth it. Anyway, let me just see how long I've been live for. I'll have to continue for another 30 to 40 minutes to get this comfortably over the 2-hour mark. So, no, probably 40 minutes. I'll have to figure out what to do with myself then. Let me refamiliarize myself with the villager requests. I understand that one of the villager requests will upgrade my honey box. It is honey to burn. The requirements are busy bees and cactus flower. I do know where to acquire cactus flowers, but as for busy bees, my recollection of where to get them is fuzzy, which is similar to busy, but it doesn't matter. The point is that I think busy bees are required from farming. You have to get them from farming. You don't just get a fucking bug net and acquire them in the locales of the game. You get them right here. Right here. I think. Busy bee... No, maybe I'm getting confused. Busy bees can actually be used as fertilizer or gratuity, whatever you want to say. I'm going to check to see how to get busy bees. Because upgrading my honey box is actually important. Monster Hunter Try busy bees. Not 3 ultimate. I want try, please. Here we go. Game facts. Where can I find busy bees? 12 years ago. Only way I know is to trade with the Argosy captain. A couple of curved fangs should get it. I believe Jaggies give them when you hunt them in Moga Woods. Oh, of course. I was about to say, you're fucking wrong, and then I realized that what he meant was actually converting the kills into resources at the end. I was thinking that he meant carving them off the Jaggies. I was about to, digitally spank his naughty bottom, but he happened to be right, and I happened to misinterpret. So, let's go and check with the Argosy captain to see just how valuable these busy bees are. Not very. I only need 2, so therefore I'll make an offer of my own. One that... Oh god. Well, apparently the value of this has gone up, so I'd better use it now. Curved fang, there you are. I think that's what that guy was referring to, actually. Yeah, curved fangs. Deal, says the Argosy sea captain. Well, that's very good of you. Very charitable. We do good business today, says Doomlink. Okay, now I need cactus flowers. Let me go and get those. I need to go to the sandy plains and gather at the big cactus things. Cactuses would be fine. Cactuses, cacti, I'm pretty sure it's cactuses. Anyway, let me see if there is a quest in the sandy plains that I've yet to complete, that I would like to complete. This is one immediate example that comes to mind. I do need a fire weapon, though. I don't want to use a water weapon. Actually, I will use a water weapon, because it will occasionally be elementally appropriate against the Barroth, and quite frankly, the damage of this longsword, as previously intimated, is very good. Alright. Stamina increased along with health. I've got 50 stamina, 40 health. Very well. So this is going to be the last quest for me to complete in the second to last star list. So that's pretty good. Let's go, says Miku Hut. Okay. Mihu Cut. I can never say your fucking name correctly. There's something about it. It's almost like an optical illusion. It's basically how the mind works. Like if you're interested in neuroscience, the mind does like to comprehend before it analyzes, and how I comprehend your name is just it's not Miku Hut, it's Mihu Cut. I know that. But I think what's more confusing about you is that you somehow create DXD into a face or some kind of reaction rather than a reference to an erotic anime. That's a form of witchcraft in and of itself. Okay. That's so interesting. Why on earth would we need hot drinks when it's the daytime in the desert? I just remembered that we're playing Monster Hunter Tribe. There is no... So in Moga Village, and in fact also in Lochlac, there is no daytime quest or nighttime quest. Whether you are in the daytime or nighttime is dictated by the passage of time in the place where you started. So whether that be Moga Village or Lochlac, if it's nighttime in Lochlac or nighttime in Moga Village rather, you will depart to a quest that will be in the nighttime. So that's how it works. That is why they give you both cool drinks and hot drinks. It's because the game doesn't know if you're going to launch the quest during the day or the nighttime. Because the time of day is not actually part of the quest info. It's dictated by something separate. Don't you love this heads-up display? Look how beautiful this is. This makes me, like, emotionally and physically excited. Anyway, we do have a Barroth and a Great Jaggi to kill, but I'm going to, first and foremost, acquire the cactus flowers that I need. I need to go to Area 9 for them. How's it going? I'm going pretty well. Happy to be playing Tri. It's very laid back and enjoyable. It's something a little different from the Doom Link's Life Hunts setting, or formula, I guess we could say. Both phrases would be accurate enough. I think this is the first time I've shown you guys the desert in Tri without Bloom. This, as I'm sure you can see, is not only incomparably different to that of Monster Hunter Tri, but also 3 Ultimate. The Bloom in 3 Ultimate makes the desert look totally different to this. Does this not look like an actual desert to you? Compare this to even 3 Ultimate and this is a lot better. In Tri, as I've explained, the Bloom causes this sand to glow a brilliant yellow. Not gold, but yellow. It's just blinding yellow. That's all you can see. But you get rid of the Bloom and it's actually sand with a texture to it. And a realistic color. The wonders of not having Bloom in your fucking video game. Why do you turn up, sit in the... I don't even know what to tell you. Good luck, have a good one. After being here for like 3 minutes. I guess I can't complain about you turning up at all, but... It's a bit weird. Anyway, I'm not going to make further comments on it. So, we got 1 cactus flower, but that's okay. We're doing a quest that we need to complete anyway, or one that I would like to complete, so I'll do that. It's a little unfortunate that I didn't get the 2 cactus flowers that I needed, but I suppose I can just do a harvest tour in the sandy plains to get the other one that I am in need of. Yeah, so I suppose I'll just need to locate either the Great Jaggi or the Barroth. Whoever I locate first will be the first to die. And let me assure you, this longsword is very strong. Very strong. Hello. So again, water element is effective against the Barroth, but only when he is covered in mud. He is currently covered in mud, so that's good. By the way, Barroth is a little different in Tri. Essentially, when Barroth charges in Portable Third and all games that he's in after Portable Third as well, he has to slow down a little bit, just to give you a chance to recover from what he's done. In this game, there is no recovery time, for either the monster or for you. You just have to deal with it. He immediately finishes his charge and then turns around to do something else. You'll see it as he enters his enraged mode, which he is now in. There is a relentlessness to this monster that only exists here. See the speed of him? He's just done his charge. By the time I've gotten up off the ground, he's already running around doing something else. He is very fast. This monster was a wall for many people. See the speed? It's so strange to see it again. Yes, so basically, I was shocked when I fought him in Portable Third. That's where he was changed. In Portable Third, after he does a charge, his animation slows down immensely. It's so that the hunter can recover. But originally, he's just going straight into the next thing. That's what he does. He's very hard. He is extremely hard for a new hunter playing Tri. There were people who just couldn't get past him, because the difficulty increase from Kurapeko to this monster, as he was in Tri, was just too much for a lot of people. There's a Kurapeko here as well, may as well kill him. And get a nice free hunt bonus for it. I meant to just roll through that normally. What are you doing? But yeah, the complexity of this monster and the speed at which he does everything is just on a totally different level to Kurapeko. And he's got a lot of health too. Was not able to mash out of that and got fucking slammed by a Kurapeko fire attack. Look how... I am being absolute... You seeing that combo that almost happened? Fucking hell. Okay. Let's get some health back. And hopefully this Barroth will not stay in this area for much longer. Or hopefully the Kurapeko will move on. Whatever happens first. It doesn't really matter. I will welcome it nonetheless. Oh, he has to stop and catch his breath, thankfully. Oh, look. Now that's quite realistic if you think about it. He's been moving so fast. So he's already hungry. That's a very fast exhaustion, you have to admit. That makes sense for him to get exhausted that quickly. If he's been just running almost non-stop this whole bloody time. Alright. Fortunately, it seems the Kurapeko has moved on, so I'll get your fucking tail out of my face. Even when this monster is exhausted, he moves so much faster in this game than he does in the games that come after this one. Hurry up. You can see that when the monster is moving this much, it's actually quite difficult to maintain DPS, even with a longsword. Oh, fucking hell. Because I bounced, I was stuck in... Yeah, that's a beautiful combo. That combo right there is precisely why they changed his moveset. That's why they slowed him down. It's because it's too easy to get comboed by a follow-up fucking charge attack. Oh my god. Great Jaggy, you need to get a life. I'm serious. Fuck off. I'm gonna kill you right here, right now. You're gonna die really quickly. You are one of 2 monsters. And I've fought you with a barbarian longsword before. You're not gonna last very long at all, my friend. And I'm at fucking yellow damage with my longsword too. Look at that. Nicely done, Cha-Cha. That was a Cha-Cha attack that sent him flying there. It's time for you to die. It's really time for you to die. I don't know why you're still alive, by the way. That should be a dead Jaggy. Yes, it is. Okay, let's heal a little bit and continue the hunt. I probably won't kill the Kurapeko. If it is convenient to do so, I will do it. So an example of it being convenient would be the Barroth's almost dead and Kurapeko turns up. I would at that stage kill the Kurapeko before killing the Barroth, but I really don't need that free hunt stuff. I'm not much of a Kurapeko guy. Kurapeko is not a monster that really needs to be killed all that much. I've already, you know, made the Peko Flint and upgraded it into the Rathalos Hammer, so why the fuck else would I need to kill a Kurapeko, right? You do it for fun, not for the materials. That's the point. What's she doing? You can attack oh, never mind, you're not attacking Cha-Cha at this point. Oh, very good. I'll aim my attacks to... Well, I aimed my attacks towards the tail. Already got rid of the mud there. I'm only dealing good elemental damage if I'm hitting a muddy part of the monster. But I'm still dealing good damage, no matter what, because this longsword has a lot of raw, as I've mentioned. And obviously I'm also getting some good damage out of the affinity that the weapon possesses. Come on. Attack me so I can go and heal. Come on. I'm waiting very patiently for you to do something so I can then take advantage of the fact that you've missed, and then I can circle around you. Keep in mind that this is one of 2 monsters, so he has reduced health. He's going to take a lot of he's going to be attacked a lot, okay? I'm going to be beating on him with relentless abandon. And he's still going to be alive after a lot of it, so... Yeah, imagine with a really weak weapon that you've got at the beginning of Village. Honestly, Barroth is horrendous. He's very, very strong. For a new hunter. Quite frankly, even for a hunter who knows his way around, or her way around. I have sadly lost my charge level because I haven't really been able to get a successful spirit combo out recently. It's refreshing to fight a Barroth this fast. It makes him a more substantial hunt. Because, you know, in the later games he's just a low-level monster that is very fair for new hunters, but obviously by the time you get into endgame he's a pushover and you can beat him into the ground, but here it actually feels like more of an endgame hunt. You have to be quite fast to keep up with him. There we are. He's dead now. Well, that Kurapeko has lived to see another sunrise. Good for him. What did I get in terms of drops? Got 3 ridges. Okay. That's quite funny because I was actually crouched right on the back plate as I was carving. Secret Easter egg. The place where you stand on the monster in Monster Hunter Tri will in fact give you precisely where you're standing. Let me rephrase that. Drops that relate to a specific part of the monster will in fact be 100% drop chance if you are standing on the place in question. Which is funny, and obviously not true, but yeah. I wouldn't really put it past Alpha Team Capcom. They are really wacky. They do strange things. Things that for you or I might sound out of this world, but to them it's just, well, why not? Why not? Stand on the claws and you'll get claws. I suppose that actually makes more logical sense than the way they do it normally. But quite frankly, it defeats the purpose if you get exactly what you want every time you carve, based on where you stand on the monsters. So, yeah. That's kind of the epitome of Alpha Team versus Beta Team. Alpha Team would definitely come up with an idea where you stand somewhere on the monster and you get exactly what you're carving. The animation is carving the claws, you get the claws. A Beta Team implementation would be to just randomize the whole thing, because it's better as a game function to not get precisely what you want every time, just because you happen to be standing, or because you intend to stand right where you're carving the thing that... Anyway, you understand my point. We got Fire Douse berries, which are... required to remove Fire Blight. You don't have null berries here. You have a consumable for every element, including dragon, which is Dragonfell berries in this game. But anyway, Dragonfell berries, of all of those berries, were the only ones that stayed because they were used for dragon shots. So there you are. I need to purchase some more potions, and then I suppose I'll do a harvest tour of the Sandy Plains to get another cactus flower. I will purchase these potions, and before I do what I just said I would do, I'm going to check to see if I have completed all quests for that quest list. I have. Okay, what do we have left for this? We have herbivore hunt, blah, blah, blah. Very boring stuff. The quests that I have yet to complete for at least the star level quest lists are all boring things, but I'm happy to do them, I suppose. Oh, didn't I do one of these quests? Is it marked as complete if you... No, I don't think I did end up doing one of these quests. Okay. I'm assuming that these urgent quests are marked as completed when you complete them, but it is worth mentioning that generally when it comes to urgent quests, they're not marked as completed. Much like event quests. I could be wrong about that, but that's what my instincts tell me. Yes, harvest tour in the Sandy Plains, please. I'm going to make short work of it. I will have to make the journey to Area 9 and then come back, but yeah, this is a game where you do not actually get the ticket to return immediately. So, in first and second generation Monster Hunter, you get your Paw Pass ticket at the start. In Monster Hunter Tri, you actually have to wait about 5 minutes, I think. Maybe 3 minutes, but I'm leaning on the side of 5 minutes to actually get your fucking Paw Pass ticket. Which is really funny. I don't know why they felt that that was either necessary or helpful or in any way warranted, but that's Alpha Team for you. If you've got any wishes, now's the time. Holy shit. I just wished for 50 things and at least 3 of them are going to come true, probably. Hopefully it's the one where I get lots of money and become immortal. And that was just one wish. You have to have compound wishes, come on. You can't just have like one wish at a time. That's boring. Okay, we're going to the cactuses, yes, to get our cactus flowers. It's one specific place in the Sandy Plains where we acquire them. Which makes sense. Well, I guess they could have put a cactus node elsewhere. In addition to this one, but no, it's not how they did it. Now, just because I picked up a cactus flower doesn't mean I'm going to run for the hills and return to the camp. I'm going to keep gathering as much as I can, and then return. Well. Statistically, it appears that if you're going to gather at that cactus, you're probably going to get only one cactus flower. Which is fair. I don't like it, but it's fair. Anyway. I hope you're not getting sick of my baggy armor set. I made it because it was convenient to make it. And I guess it's not terrible. If I'm capturing anything, it's pretty good. I can charge up my longsword faster. And if I'm using greatsword, it's pretty good. But, yeah, it's not something that I'm going to be using very much in high rank, so... Well, I'm not going to be using it at all. I'm not going to be using it at all in high rank. I'm not going to upgrade the defense so that it functions well in high rank. Once I get to high rank, I'll make something different. Initially for defense, and then I'll make things for the armor skills after that point. Can you fucking believe this? Let's sit back, relax, and wait for the Paw Pass ticket to deliver. Some fiercely intelligent person in Capcom's Alpha team for designing Monster Hunter thought that it was a good idea to make me fucking sit here and wait for this to arrive in my box, instead of just having it there permanently like it was done in all games prior to this one. Like, what the fuck were they thinking? How is this improving my experience? Is it supposed to incentivize me to continue gathering? Because it doesn't. I've done the gathering I want to do. I want my fucking Paw Pass ticket, please. That's the situation. That is the beginning and the end of it. The game is not prompting me to gather more. I'll gather at the pace that I fucking please. So give me my damn ticket. And stop telling me how to live my life, you know? You don't understand me. It's not a phase. I'm leaving home. And I don't want your support. Mum? Dad? You're not even around, Dad. I don't know where this is going. Anyway, the point is that... and then, just to confuse me further, it appears in the third square down? Why? Fucking Alpha Team. They are a special breed of human, the people who work in Alpha Team. I think one of their objectives is to confuse the hunter. Seriously. If there's no rhyme or reason to what has been implemented, maybe the intention was for it to make no fucking sense. It's possible. At this stage, I don't really know how else to make sense of it myself. Okay, so after all that, why don't they give you an option to save? Why don't they do that? How do you go backwards? I'm sorry, Alpha Team, but it's time to get a grip. How can you go from Monster Hunter 1, Monster Hunter G, Monster Hunter DOS, Monster Hunter Freedom, Monster Hunter Freedom 2, Monster Hunter Freedom Unite, that's 6 fucking games, all of which give you an option to save when you complete a quest, and then you enter your 7th game and take away that functionality. Where does that idea come from? What person sits there and goes, you know what? They don't need a save when they finish a quest. Like, that's not important. If they want to save, they can go do it at the bed. Save at the bed. Okay, that's not actually a great idea when the functionality was there originally. If you hadn't thought of it up until this point, that's different. I'm not going to sit here and chastise you for not thinking of it. But if you thought of it, implemented it, and then were like, oh, why did we do that? And then take it out, I'm going to sit here and question you on that. It makes no sense. What the fuck were they thinking? Honestly, Capcom are just an embarrassment. On every level. I mean, what the fuck? Alpha Team in particular. Just their behavior is incomprehensible. Okay, so now that we've got our cactus flower, we're going to upgrade our honey box, honey to burn. I hear there's a way to make the honey box bees even more active. Get those resources, and we'll find out. Now I have to tell you, the description as given by Junior would suggest, well, I guess the details of the, whatever, the point is that he's talking about making the bees more active. But by the looks of it, I'm literally just putting more active bees in there, rather than changing the bees that are already there. So I don't really know what's going on. Oh, before I forget, our specialty Moga Slim Fat Honey is a hit. It's put our little village on the map. Okay, is this honey that couldn't be manufactured until I made this upgrade to the box? Because quite frankly, only 5 seconds have passed, and apparently it's already put Moga Village on the map. So whatever the hell this honey is, it must be quite extraordinary. Apparently, some string bean celebrity plumped up 300 pounds from the stuff. Well, that sounds more like... Well, I suppose that's his point as well. It's not so much the honey being fattening. It has to do with the fact that this person is an absolute glutton. She's refusing to eat anything else. Well, let her die. It's natural selection. Our honey is worth its weight in gold. Now the rich are getting fatter and the poor are stuck being pathetically slim, okay? I want everybody to have the chance to enjoy our honey. Why is it capitalized? Not just a few pleasantly plump fat cats, okay? I thought fat cat when it's used in that way is a single word, not spaced out. If you agree, I could be wrong, if you agree, go collect these resources and materials. Why is resources capitalized? I've made a list of everything we need. I know you're busy hunting, but think how useful all that honey would be. What was it then? All right, down to business. I'm very forgetful. Hold on. What? The bee's knees. Same shit, but just more of it. Okay. That's less than encouraging. So, should I find another Sandy Plains quest that I haven't done? I don't think there is one. I think I've done all the Sandy Plains quests I could possibly need to do. Unless there's one here. I'm not doing 2 Diablos. That's very cute. Game. But I'm not doing that. So fuck off. Sandy Plains, 2 herbivore eggs. I can do that. That is something that's within my capabilities, I think. I don't know if I've got the tolerance for it, but as far as whether I'm practically able to deliver these herbivore eggs, yeah, I can do that. I just have to remember where they are. Where's the nest? I think it's, yeah, I know where it is. Is it Area 7? I'm trying to remember the area number. I know where it is, but if I've said Area 7 and it's wrong, it's because I got the number wrong, not the actual location wrong. I know where the herbivore nest is. Oh, here we go. Fertile mud. Let me try to combine these two. No, neither of them can... Oh, sorry, it's actually dung and... Well, whatever. It actually doesn't matter. You're probably rather confused. Remain confused is what I would say to you. It doesn't matter what weapon I use, because my objective is not to hunt, but rather to steal eggs from innocent herbivorous creatures. Yeah, let's eat that. Eat that! And before I begin my egg quest... Yeah, Dung Master. Very good. Before I begin my egg quest, I will visit the bathroom. I'll be back momentarily. I'm back. So, if you have a question as to what strategy should be employed when it comes to successfully delivering herbivore eggs to the camp from the Sandy Plains, what I would tell you is that the strategy is pick up the egg and run with it, okay? Now, that might sound a little uninspired, a little bit maybe facetious, but let me tell you something. Egg quests in this game are an absolute walk in the park, as they say in America. They are so mind-numbingly easy compared to first-gen egg gathering quests and egg delivery quests that, quite frankly, I could do it with my eyes closed. Unless you've experienced an egg delivery quest from first-generation Monster Hunter, you simply don't understand what difficulty really is. The actual word difficulty is, as far as I'm concerned, a foreign word to you. Unless you've tried to deliver, you know, 3... They're not called powder stones in first gen. What are they called? Whatever. The equivalent of a powder stone in first generation Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter G, okay. Fucking powder stone. 3 powder stones in the volcano area. Oh my god. Absolutely unbelievable. Even with a transporter skill, I'm walking really fast. Do I have feline transporter? That would be really funny if I did. I don't, but I feel like I'm moving really fast. You do naturally move with the egg in this game at the speed that you would move in first gen and second gen if you had the feline transporter armor skill. So I don't know if it's called transporter. It's probably called something different for the armor skill, but the point is that you move really freaking fast with this thing. I 100% could do this with my eyes closed. If I had properly mapped out this location in my head, because I don't have to avoid anything. I don't have to evade enemies. Or monsters, I suppose. It is so mind-numbingly easy that I think Alpha Team would have been, you know, really biting their nails over whether or not to actually make it this easy. Because, I don't know, there must have at least been one person who said, guys, we can't do it like that again. We can't make it that hard. We have to make it more friendly. No one's going to play our game if we do egg delivery quests like we did back in Monster Hunter G. And then, you know, all the people around the table are like, oh, come on, it was such an enriching experience. It's not going to be the same for the hunter if they're not literally bent over their fucking, I don't know, desk with sweat dripping off their foreheads as they deliver things. Yeah. I don't know. I had a few ideas in my head there and then just couldn't really communicate them all. Hey guys, how y'all doing? How you doing? Hi. Oh, I have to go the long way. Whoops. Just have to keep an eye on the Rhinopolis. I don't care. I don't care if I have to go from 4 to 3 to 2. Like, I couldn't give a shit. Those things... I even have Char creating a distraction. This is hilarious. Unbelievable. Anyway. I mean, what am I supposed to say to this? Oh, it's so annoying having to carry this thing all the way to camp. I would guarantee that people who played Tri for the first time were saying things like that. Oh, it's so annoying having to bring this all the way to camp. Ugh. Guess what? I would love to be able to personally sit one of those people down in front of, I don't know, even Freedom 1. Let's not go as far as Monster Hunter 1 and Monster Hunter G. Let's just say Freedom 1. I want to put them down in front of a fucking... or sit them down in front of a Freedom 1 egg quest. Or delivery quest. Doesn't matter if it's an egg or not. And I want them to show what... I want to show them what real pain is. Because this shit, this is nothing. I could run... I am currently running circles around this Rhinopolis because, again, like this... there is no challenge compared to the shit you had to endure in that game. Hello, how you doing? Yo. Yeah. Oh, I was supposed to deliver cactus flowers. Not deliver, but acquire them. Shit. That's the whole reason why I came here. Well. That's really annoying. I know what to do. It's not the end of the world. Oh no, he dropped his egg. Okay, listen. What I can do is... Oh shit, I do want to actually complete the quest. Okay, so my plan, after having forgotten to actually gather cactus flowers at all, was to go and gather my cactus flowers and end via subquest. The reason why I don't want to do that is because I accepted this quest precisely because it was a quest that I hadn't completed. If you end via subquest, it will not be marked as completed because you technically, you know, took a shortcut back home by ending via subquest. You have not completed the quest itself. So that's awkward. Oh well, just wasting a bit of time, I suppose. It is what it is. It's 12:30 in the morning, by the way. It's not very late. But I'm staying up later these days because my time zone with my friend in Europe is very forgiving. Or the time difference for us is very unforgiving. And if we are going to actually watch anime together, I have to stay up very late. Or get up very early, but I'm not getting up very early. That's fucking stupid. So, yeah, as if I'd get up very early. What am I, a responsible adult? That's ridiculous. So what I'm going to do instead is stay up late. So, yeah, expect more recordings into midnight and 1 AM and all that. Please give me at least 2 cactus flowers. I need 4 now. I actually need 4. So if I could get more than 1 per fucking gathering session, that would be just amazing. Absolutely amazing. 2? Brilliant. Now give me 4. Give me 4? Don't stop that. Fuck off, man. I'm gonna need big fins eventually, but go away. I got 2. I'm not gonna be greedy. I'm gonna take what I can get. 2 is certainly better than 1. That just means the pressure's gonna be on next time. And I'm gonna be begging for 2. Because if I can get 2 next time, that means I'll be done with cactus flowers, which will be great, but it is unlikely to be that simple. I could almost guarantee you, by way of the desire sensor, it will actually be ensured that I do not get the 2 cactus flowers. By dint of the old wives' tale called... forgot what it's called. The desire sensor, there you go. Through the function of the desire sensor, I will be denied. So, there you are. I can't climb this, by the way. Oh, no, it's not so much climbing. It's been blocked. So, I have to go the long way. I have to go 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Camp. But as we've established, it's not a challenge. I mean, you are literally going at double speed here in this game compared to first gen. Okay, so what first gen is you are essentially running at half the speed I'm running at now, whilst evading enemies or monsters that can actually break your fucking egg, whereas these ones can't. They can if you're being stupid, but I'm telling you, the ones from first gen, the distance between myself and that Altaroth back there is the distance that a Velociprey or any prey monster can jump in your direction to break your egg. Furthermore, just the degree of accuracy and, again, persistence that some of these small monsters have in following you with your egg can be pretty scary. And then dealing with Bullfango and whatever else is out there to get your egg. I mean, this is just... ugh. This is very relaxing. This is almost therapeutic. If you've... I would guarantee that if you've been through a Monster Hunter 1 or Monster Hunter G delivery quest like this, where you have to carry something, you're probably very fragile after having succeeded. You will have endured pain beyond measure, okay? You will be a different person, and you will have, effectively, on an emotional level, been tempered in the fires of hell itself after having succeeded in a quest like that. Even if, in your mind, you would say, there is no way I'm doing another delivery quest, at least for another few months, because I need to recover. Doing an egg delivery quest in this game wouldn't just be acceptable, it would be therapeutic. It would actually make you feel better about yourself. That is the best way that I can illustrate in words the difference in difficulty between those two things. A proper first-gen delivery quest and a Monster Hunter Tri delivery quest. So, there you are. I nearly shat. I thought there was going to be cactus flowers. Ice Thor pellet. You know what? If we check to see what Cha-Cha has gathered, we may be very, very lucky. It is technically possible that he has gathered cactus flowers, and if he has two in his possession, that is really, really going to save our time. Do you know something crazy? I haven't saved the game in this entire recording session. Let's save the game now. I don't know who the fuck thought this was a good idea. It's pathetic. It's absolutely pathetic. Save. Save progress. Please. Why do I have to do it manually? Well, you have to do it manually anyway. Like, you have to press the button and say save, and like, yes or no. But why do I have to fucking go to the bed to do it? It's absolutely ridiculous. They've taken away functionality. For some reason. Okay. 2 cactus flowers. Let's speak to Cha-Cha. What have you got for me? What have you got for me? You suck. You're fucking useless. Never come with me again. Don't even speak to me, you useless piece of old garbage. I've never been a Cha-Cha fan, I have to tell you. I'm all for the felines, especially the customizable felines from Portable Third. My goodness, I was absolutely creaming in my pants when felines were updated to be fully customizable with armor and weapons. Oh my god, and weapons with not just raw damage, but element and sharpness. I came all over myself so hard that I turned into a fucking human glazed donut. Like, I was inconsolable. I was just, yeah. So that was my reaction to Portable Third Cats, whereas in the case of Sharkalakas, and specifically Cha-Cha and Kayamba, I couldn't give less of a shit about those companions. They not only suck, but they detract from the experience in every respect. Maybe not, that's quite dramatic, but I don't like the Sharkalakas. Anyway, I thank you all for watching. That's about all I have to say, and all I intend to do in this recording. I'll see you when I'm next playing Monster Hunter, and perhaps I'll see you when I'm next recording a game that's not Monster Hunter as well. I'll probably do Dark Souls 2 when I'm next recording, but yeah, no guarantee I'll see you there, because you probably won't watch that. I bid you all farewell for now, and I thank you for watching. See you next time.